and he's not really a
Hello,
freshwater.
everyone. Oh, apparently my recording path is broken. Let me fix that. But,
To make sure
welcome.
we have audio as well.
Alright.
Is everything broken?
Microphone should be good. Hello. Alright, there we go. I'm just making sure that push-to-talk is functioning correctly. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Unlucky Rolls.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Runt, also known as Mainland Vagabond. You can catch me there and on Twitter, same name.
My turn? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Magnifical, animator, illustrator, and a professional chair with a French accent.
Elwy.
And last but not least...
I am your resident wizard, Kobold and Diet, voice actor, Asch the Dragon. For tonight, Asch the Kobold Wizard. Pleasured for your acquaintance.
The Kobold Wizard! Behold his power!
Copyright strike!
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah, it's all right. We got this.
Alrighty. Now, for a little bit of background to get everyone caught up to date with some of the developments that have occurred in the background. As part of the campaign, one of our players, Sponge, wanted to drop out for his own personal reasons. I totally understand. I get where he's coming from. So, canonically, Morasmus decided to stay with the Sereshaliin. He is no longer with the group. Meanwhile, Zephyr, the player, is still part of the campaign, very much so. He just is in fucking Puerto Rico right now for a vacation with his family, so he's not here this session. So basically, for all intents and purposes, Zephyr is scouting above head, like in AC 130 or some shit.
AC 1 Harpie above.
Yeah. And
Right,
that
guys,
is
up to 15 kill streak.
that just means that the remaining 3 players are Runt, Asch, and Chaise. With that in mind, it has been approximately, giving you guys a little bit of a time scale here, since the battle with the Serenian ships, you have been here for about 4 days with the Sereshaliin, recovering from your wounds. Because some of you had some really, really bad ones, and you also wanted to rest up and do some diplomatic stuff. Basically, in that time, for brevity's sake, you have successfully negotiated some terms and such with Orsakrila and the Sereshaliin, and have gotten them to promise not to attack the ships anymore, and are now on your way back to Stantrum.
Yeah.
Santrum. We're going to
Which is,
Santrum.
as I recall, about half a day's journey away also. So it's going to take a little while to get there as well.
Should we do a roll to see if Liz decided to stay? Because it has been 4 days.
Have you... So, roll me animal handling to make sure that you've been feeding them well enough.
Well, Liz wasn't with us. I told Liz to stay there. I wasn't expecting to take 4 days, so I'm assuming at
You
some
would-
point.
Yeah, so you would have had some means of doing that. All right, yeah, roll animal handling. We'll see based off of that.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, Liz is a bit peeved when you get back up, but I'm assuming you come back up with a bunch of fish.
Yeah, I
And,
asked Orsakala which citizens are nearing their end of their lifespan. That way they just, you know.
What
He-
citizens have
He
done
probably looks at you weird. They don't actually consider fish to be citizens of their society, to be honest. They are a part of the ocean and one with the ocean and whatnot, but they eat fish like animals. So
yeah,
he just probably gives you a weird look, does some dumb things, and pulls out a giant sack of fish and says, "Leave."
Oh,
Bye.
okay. Bye. Take it
He's
easy.
like- as you get onto the shoreline with him and the bubble of air that he uses to bring you back and forth bursts, and he slides back into the water. He peeks his head up and is waving rapidly at you, like it almost looks like a blur instead of a hand, as he then spins around and dives down into the water, and you just hear like a small bloop as the water encircles around where he just was, and he's gone.
Well, that was a fun adventure, wouldn't you lot say?
Très joli. Yes, yes. Oui.
And with that in mind, on the way back to the town, you arrive about half a day later, because you're set on the shoreline early morning. Your tracking of time, your, like, circadian clock or whatever it is screwed up a little bit from being underwater for so long, but you come up to the surface and it's bright and fresh dawn and the sun is on you, and it's the first time you've seen sun in ages, so you probably sneeze a few times, as everyone fucking does for some reason. And you wind up back at the docks of Stantrum. The map art itself has a grid, but the grid isn't set up here. Just an FYI.
Yeah.
All
Now, this was the town south of where we were, right?
Yeah,
This is the port portion of Stantrum. This is still Stantrum. It's just the southern portion by the ocean. And as you come back, you do notice off in the distance a little ways something that is not what you would expect. As last time you came here, the only ships you saw were the small little rowboats and other things that were assumedly used to carry things around at the harbor itself. But you had not seen any large ocean-faring ships until your return now, where you see a large ship down to your southeast off the harbor. And it seems that there's a decent commotion going on over there.
What kind of flags are they wearing?
The flags of the ship is the same as the Brosh symbol that you're used to, which is the purple primarily with the symbol of the twin-headed green or emerald falcon bird. You're not sure what kind of bird it is. It looks a little bit foreign
So
to Morgram.
it's the friendly one, not the.
Yeah, this is the Brosh symbol. It's a Brosh ship.
Okay. Well.
You do note in looking at it that it looks very well built, to the point that you're wondering, like, what the purpose of it particularly is. Is it a merchant vessel? Is it a man-of-war kind of thing? It's not a huge ship. It's more like a frigate style size, but it is notable enough that it is well decorated and embroidered along the edges, and the flag is very, very brightly shown.
Well, did her face say she'll be here, or do we just go to see her in the village?
Really up to what you guys want to do.
All right, let's make a vote, shall we?
I mean, Runt's eager to just get back and tell them, hey, we did it. We're gonna help her into the deal.
Well, let's go and tunker in on the deal.
All right, so you're planning to head back to the main village area?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. You do as such. Heading.
Oh wait. Shit. Just maybe a quick. Let's see.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm going to do a little bit of perception to see if this harbor of his part of the harbor has a furniture exotic furniture store.
Oh yes. Go ahead and roll your check for me.
Okay. Where's perception? Where are you? Yeah, here we go.
With a 19, yes, you come along here, and as far as what you're seeing along the edge, it doesn't seem, sadly to you, that exotic furniture or craftsmanship of that kind is necessarily something that the folks around the harbor seem to be focusing on. It seems to be more mundane and life necessity kind of things, like a butcher nearby, a fruit and vegetable kind of shop, some guy throwing balls around in some weird fashion. I don't know. You just assume it's some human thing.
So I see, and like, there's just some human things, and I'm like, alright. Disappointing, but, let us venture forth.
I think Runt's, as we're passing through town, I think Runt at some point will wander to about right here. And just stop, just watch and be mesmerized.
You come up on this bridge as you're heading back towards town, and you pass by this strange, large, yet lanky figure covered from head to toe in bright colors, juggling at least 5 balls in his hands as he tells quips and jokes to passers-by, most of whom seem to ignore him.
I don't even know what juggling is, so I'm just watching. This is some wizardry bullshit here.
Asch does, but he's just more watching as just intrigue.
He's just going about, and he notices you, and he just leans over, and he's just smiling. He's just like, digging trenches during the Middle Ages was seen as a great honor because it showed someone's chivalry.
I have no idea what that means. But as he leans forward, I smile just to show my fucking teeth.
My friend had an argument with me deciding what to call a soldier. It got kind of late, so we both decided to call it a knight.
Still doesn't understand what any of this means.
Just Asch is just there laughing. Just like somewhat maniacally laughing.
During the medieval time period, there weren't many extremely bad people. There were only medieval people during that age.
That one is bad.
Oh, I get it now. He's making bad puns.
That one was bad.
That's so cringe.
Again, Runt doesn't understand what the hell's going on. And he barely has a grasp of the common tongue.
He's just sort of smiling at you. As you're smiling back, he's assuming that you're enjoying the show. And he, as you do this, he pulls out actually a knife, but not in a threatening way. He starts juggling it along with the balls.
My knife.
He pulls out a knife, you pull out your knife, and his immediate reaction to pulling out his knife is to start juggling it with everything else.
I don't have a knife.
But he the juggler pulls out a knife. Chaise pulls out a claymore.
And then he juggles a claymore.
Just like Chaise just starts imitating what the juggler's doing.
What do you call a spy who's been knighted?
I don't know, good sir. What would you call it?
Surveillance.
What?
Oh, you wouldn't get it, Runt.
I read of a knight who is always very sure of himself. His name was certainly...
Oh, fuck off with that one. Fuck off with that one.
No, it's good.
Oh, the taxman came by the other day, and he was accompanied by a bodyguard. I think his name was Surcharge.
I'm gonna break my desk.
This is the rest of the session. We're just gonna...
Just gonna stand here as like... So the rest of the session is these guys sitting around this guy juggling balls and telling dad jokes as I fucking like try and translate them, because every single one I'm finding is in reference to the modern times, which doesn't really work.
Swear to God, stop.
Let's see.
I'm in a metal band. We're called the Bards of Prey.
Alright, that's it.
Just set him on fire and leave.
That's it. Chaise, could you quickly grab his legs? I'm gonna use Spark real quick.
It seems my mixtape was fire.
That's it, drown him. Chuck him in the bay.
What
No,
is
I'm
that
not,
mixtape?
because-
Oh wait, I don't know coming.
Yeah,
Chase is
actually, this whole entire time, Chaise
He's
is
just been laughing.
He's just hearing nothing as you guys laugh occasionally, and then Asch just starts to get angry.
No, it's not the fact. I'm not doing it in character. I'm doing it out of fuck those dad jokes. God, they are so
there was
bad.
a fort that I learned about one day. In that fort, everyone seemed to be smoking the sweet weed. It was called Fort 20.
We're not.
I
laughing.
think,
You drained yourself
I
this
think
time.
Grunt's had enough, and he's just probably gonna pull out some seaweed and just sit at his feet and walk away.
Chaise puts. Chaise, fuck. Wrong character. Asch just puts down 2 coins.
Thank you very much for your patronage, fine fellow.
You too, good old comedian.
Then he turns to Runt, and he's just like, I see one of my viewers was a little salty, as he just like kicks up the seaweed from the ground and starts juggling it awkwardly with everything else.
Still don't understand what the hell he's doing, or his intent.
This entire time Runt doesn't get any of the puns. And with that in mind, I am assuming you guys wander off as he continues his show.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is fun.
Oh boy. Also, let me do something real quick.
Yeah, because we're just monsters walking through town like nothing's going wrong.
Oh my god, he actually did it! All of a sudden, you hear a voice from upstairs. It's just like, hey, I saw you this time! And you look up, and it seems that the one, sentry from earlier who couldn't see you for shit is waving at you from on top of the tower.
The fucking eyes.
I guess you got a raise, huh?
He finally got special forces training.
Chaise, did you get it?
Go on.
Did anyone get it?
Oh boy.
I said you got a raise.
Oh,
Yeah. God damn it. Shut the fuck up. Alright, I mean, I shouldn't be allowed to say that because I literally wrote in the dad joke jester, so. He's just like waving at you from up top. I thought I'd throw like a random perception check of his, and he actually rolls a nat 20. Great. Perfect timing.
He learns from his failures.
He's just like waving at you all, somewhat like happily but also awkwardly, as the guy next to him just like, what the hell are you even doing? Oh, so it's monster guys.
Monster guys. Yeah, me.
Hey, you may want to move along. Lord ain't gonna take too kindly to seeing you.
Right, yeah, we'll be on the move.
It is, sir. But of course.
We continue on.
Right, and you move over to the main center of Stantrum, where you were earlier.
Right here. Ba-dum-dum, dum-dum-dum.
Do-do.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-dum, 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 do-do-dum.
That's good. I'm gonna send some of these to Sponge out of context.
You God damn it. You come up in this area, and as you approach, you just see the one not so kind towards you gentleman from earlier standing by the edge over here, peering around as if on guard with his trusty trident and his pet dog as side. And as you approach, he turns about a bit and looks at you. He's just like, "Ah, shit, they came back."
Of course we came back. We promised to do a job after all.
And I believe
really,
we've...
man? What makes you think I can trust you that easy and not just strike you down right here now?
Then that wouldn't be so knightly, now would it?
Never said I was a knight. I'm the town chief guard.
And in my eyes, you're still some form of a guardian.
I ain't got no chivalry with that kind of psycho-ass jester.
Oh, you mean the fellow at the port?
Oh yeah, you met him? Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of an asswipe, but jokes are jokes after all.
I tried to get him thrown out of town multiple times, but he keeps bouncing back. Almost quite literally, to be honest with you. It's kind of creepy. But anyway, I'm done making small talk with you lot. You had a deal with Miss Fenhard over there. She'll be waiting.
Right here.
Points off in the direction of Amelia Fenhard, who you were talking with last time you were here.
I assume we just move our pieces over?
Yeah, move your own pieces, damn it. I'm not gonna move you about.
Moving on
Dad,
up.
we're lazy.
Moving on up. Moving on up. Moving on up.
Moving on up.
So you move along the docks, the planks beneath you creaking and whatnot, even though they are presumably pretty new, considering this is a relatively new settlement. You come up here, and Miss Fenhart and her child, who Chaise decided to stand on top of, are both sitting next to each other, and it appears like the older woman, the mother, is braiding the younger one's hair. out in this courtyard where previously it had been a picnic almost a week ago now. And she looks at you as you come up and smiles a little bit and says, "Well, it certainly seems things have improved. You have my thanks."
Very so, my lady. I have done
yeah.
that.
Runt will pull out the flag that he took and hand it to her.
And
But also,
why?
we have some pressing news.
We took care of some of them already, by the way.
The Seranians are here?
They tried to.
I see.
The Sereshaliin took care of them.
Sereshaliin.
Yes, that's the other thing we wanted to say. They're not merfolk under the classification what you call them. They're referred to as Sereshaliins.
I see. That is a very interesting name. But
I might also hand over the notebook I've been doing, like writing down their lore and such I've been gathering from the people there.
She takes it from you and
Yes,
peruses
madam,
it a little bit.
So this is what I was able to translate from their history and religions and such. So hopefully there wouldn't be any miscommunications at all. I hope this is of use to you.
Very tribal, but it seems like they actually have a culture of their own. It's very interesting. Did you ever find out why they were sinking our ships?
Yes.
We did.
You were going over their sacred grounds, and basically your ships are flying, or
You were sailing over their hatching grounds and sacred burials. The answer here is that you would have to move your shipping lines around such things.
They did say they'd be willing to help you find a path.
I see. Wait, why is there a note in here about littering?
Yes,
Yeah.
they believe you to be litters.
Yeah, they believe anything that's above them that's litter.
Yeah, don't... It's okay, we've sorted it out.
That's... okay. She just sort of like awkwardly hands you your journal back.
Thank you.
And as she does, she then turns to all of you and says, "Well, I believe you're due a reward."
What's that?
Well, that is in question. Our supplies, up until recently, have been limited, so to say, but we have now just been able to get one of the ships from the mainland back in. The Lord himself has arrived.
Oh. I don't
Is
think
that
he
like a
wanted to be
chief?
king of monsters. Well,
What was that again, young one?
Is that like a chief?
Oh, pardon me, I should introduce him properly. Here, follow me. And she starts actually heading back towards the harbor.
Rightio! We just came from that direction.
Yes,
Yeah,
try and avoid the colorful fellow.
Be right
Oh,
back. I have to go
Jester?
to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead.
You talk about that feller with the floating balls.
Yes, he is a jester.
He is a jester, Runt. He's an entertainer of sorts.
Again, you use the words I don't understand.
Why do I even try to entertain my
His
thoughts?
job is to make people smile. Sometimes it is begrudgingly hard to entertain his works.
Right.
And with that, she continues to lead on. Her daughter, a little bit disappointed that her hair tying has been cut short, runs off, presumably to go play with some other kids. And with that, you are brought back towards the dock as things continue to get louder and louder. Liz at some point stops following you and starts sunbathing.
Appropriate.
And you come back, and now you're facing this ship in full view as...
What a mighty ship.
You come back in, and once again to your south, with seemingly multiple figures unloading things from the ship, along with a familiar bearded fellow from the bar earlier.
Ooh.
You see very heavily clad armored soldiers on the ship, surrounding the finely dressed man and woman in clothing that shares the color and attire of the Brosh emblem, with a large sigil of the twin-headed bird on their chests.
Right. Okay. So here's the plan. Very calm and Chaise. Just
Me?
do not show eyes or teeth. Let's try not to give him a panic attack.
All right, hidden eyes, go! I close my face and
You know
basically
how Lizardmen narrows it down.
Sneaky eyes.
spy vision activate.
Spy vision. I don't know
As
why
you
I just want to
proceed
imagine.
through, Miss Fenhart leads you along. And just sort of says, "Follow my lead if you would be so kind."
We shall. Stick close. Stay close now, everybody. Let's not get lost. Because I doubt it would be pretty.
And you approach the edge of the harbor as people are yelling things about to one another, seemingly warnings of not getting hit by some item being brought over to the shore. This little crane seems to be in constant operation as boxes and boxes continue to pile up top here. And as you come along, you notice the group of adventurers from the bar earlier seem to be just hanging about and trying to organize things in some way. The dwarf doing things a little bit crass and being the majority of the screaming noise and whatnot. Meanwhile, the human and the elf and half-elf, are all a little bit more stoic in their works as they prepare and move things aside, and then the mood seems to shift a little bit as the shipments stop getting brought over from the ship, and the two figures in purple stand up and approach the plank ready to be pulled over. And this one striking gentleman in very decorated armor approaches them and bows deeply to them as he gestures for them to move along the plank. And they start moving over, and as they do so, Miss Fenhart seems to... You see her, like, adjust her posture and shuffle about a little bit, as if uncomfortable, and then put on what might, to Asch, best be described as a plastered smile.
A false smile.
Yeah.
I'm going to imitate because I'm immediately understanding what's going on.
And this gentleman starts striding along, followed along by this other woman in her long flowing dress. It's such a pleasure to see you. Let me introduce our Lord Bark Vestaflin of Ylathlenor.
Ylathlenor. I've never heard such a place. Is it nice, though?
It is the largest port town of Brosh.
Maybe sometime we'll get attached to... Well, maybe I should go and try and visit sometime. See the world. But it is a pleasure to meet you, good lord. As I bow and, basic royal gesture to a noble.
Oh, quite.
Yes, the guys
it
next
is.
Yeah.
It is a pleasure to meet.
I'm a kobold, sir.
Quite. I've heard some speech from some of the folks about here that some strange beings were performing some business in the area.
Oh, no fear, we are no strange. We are just merely natives of this island.
Natives, I see. He just sort of like, you can catch like a glance at Amelia, who smiles back and nods, and he just like looks back at you, and he's just sort of like tilting his head a little bit. He's just like, oh, pardon me. Let me introduce my wife, Enora.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Lenora.
Enora, looks at you, and then just sort of looks away. Quite, he says, and just sort of seems to ignore her behavior as if normal. Miss Fenhart, was it? Yes, that was my name. Did you have accommodations for us prepared? We do, yes. We have a lovely home that has been vacated for your use and decorated kindly to appeal. Very well. Lead the way. And Amelia walks off with them both, and as she's about to, like, get out of your speech distance, she's just like, we'll discuss the reward in the morning. For now, I must take care of this. I apologize.
It is perfectly fine, Miss Amelia. We'll see you in the morning.
Yes. Tell the barkeep, when you get back to the tavern, that, the tab for your room is, on the council for this evening.
We will surely tell.
She nods at you as, over her shoulder, like she hears this sort of high-pitched, "We're waiting!" And she just nods and ducks away and follows along with them, and as the wife turns off with a huff and starts proceeding towards the building that has been made their accommodation. And yeah, you're basically just left here at the dock. All three of them have left at this point.
Right, yo, team, where are we going now?
Well,
I thought I heard a familiar voice. Hello!
Hey, dwarf friend!
Zarin comes around the corner, tailed closely by the paladin, who's giving you guys leery eyes again. Where have you been? Where did you go off to?
Well, we went off to do our quest, do our part sorry, my speech is a little horrible. I'm fried brain tonight.
Oh, I get like that all the time. Yes, a little bit too often. Edmund behind him adds, sort of begrudgingly.
Go on.
DM.
Yeah?
I wasn't there last time they interacted with each other, because I had to take care of the lizard.
Yeah, so they aren't familiar with you.
Well, they saw the dwarf, yes, because the first instance there we had Erasmus act as a translator.
Yeah.
But this is the second time.
I was also translating for Chaise and Zephyr.
Yep. So they aren't as familiar with Runt, but they're familiar with the other two of you pretty well.
Well, that's right, that's right. Oh, we went to go and deal with your ship problem. As you can see, the ships are now coming in plenty.
Hey, certainly gives us more work and a way to get home.
Oh, well, home is where you make it, is what I say.
I remember you in the swamp. In common.
He looks at you over a little bit. In most of his interaction back at the swamp when you initially met them was with Marasmus as a charmed individual, and you didn't really do much in the conversation at all other than be there. So he's like looking at you, you see him squinting his eyes, and he's just like, do I have too much whiskey or do you seem familiar?
Nah, we had Marasmus translate for each other.
Ah, what a kind lad he was. Where is he, by the way?
He's not with us. He's gonna help officiate the things down under the sea.
Yeah, he's got more important work, and sadly he will not be traveling with us no more.
Is that why I saw you swimming with the fishes?
Nah.
No.
He's working with the fishes.
Ah, that's good. I would hope not. Well, lads, let us get back to the tavern and have another pint, shall we?
Yes,
have other business, Zerun. Ah, you're such a stiff stick up your ass, Edmund.
What's a pint?
A pint is a allotted amount of drink in a cup.
More booze! That's what I
booze?
mean.
I think mostly the goblins drink swill. Like they just drink just like it's probably
Piss water.
Yeah.
Piss water.
Oh boy. He looks at you and he seems to just like get this like vision on his face, and Edmund behind him just sort of like, oh no.
What have you done?
No, we can't go yet. We gotta get these guys all unsobered properly. Come along. And Zerun walks past Runt, and as he walks past you, assumedly you like turn to let him by because he takes up most of the thing, and he grabs your arm and starts dragging you along with him.
Okay, where are we going?
And just like off in the distance, as you're walking away, you just hear like this begrudging, this is the third time this week.
Looks like they're gonna be working overtime.
Double the shift.
And with that, you find yourselves dragged back up to the bar of Stantrum. Very rapidly, in fact.
Oh no, she said our tab is on the council tonight.
Yeah.
Oh
Time. No, the room tab, not the entire thing. Just the room tab.
Oh boy, Runt has no conceptual of currency.
Oh, you know, I'm the only
Everyone, Runt comes back in with his hand grasped firmly by this dwarf who doesn't seem to be taking no for an answer, and he's just like, drinks all around!
He's paying? Cool.
You just like get this begrudging groan from the barkeep as the two assistants at the bar seem to run off and go get things and bring them back.
It
And
seems
the
like
next,
they have...
the next thing you know, Runt, you're like over at this table in the back, sitting in front of a like platter filled to the brim with cups of ale and mead and like a pitcher to refill everything. And he's just like, all right, this is how you do it, lad. He like takes your hand, puts a mug in it, takes a mug in his own hand, and he just, like, clinks them together. Cheers! And he downs it.
He does it all in one.
Yeah, he downs it all in one.
I do the same. Fuck it.
Runt's a badass. He's a
party
party.
I just do the same. Like I don't know. I don't know the customs. I'm just okay.
And I'm just like standing over by this table and just like, oh dear God, no.
So this is about your average expectation for like some rum and mead. How do you think Runt would take to his first bit of long shank alcohol?
It tastes better than swill. It tastes better than what the goblins have.
And
Yeah, you definitely seem to recognize the hint of alcohol to it. So you know what kind of beverage this is, basically. But you've never had this before, and you down this entire thing. And Zarun just has like a hearty laugh and is just like, "That's how you do it! Another one!" He pours another whole entire thing from the pitcher into your glass. Pours for the same chink glasses again, and then downs it.
Downs it again.
And he proceeds to do this a few more times. How many times does Runt participate?
I match him. I try to match him.
All right. I would like you to roll a toughness saving throw or equivalent.
Fortitude.
Fortitude, yeah, that's what it is.
Ooh.
Damn, Runt able to hold his beer.
Runt can hold his
That's
liquor.
a 25 total for fortitude. Damn, that was a nat 19. Yeah, you're fine.
How's he holding up? How's he holding up?
We have to see. We have to see, shall we?
Yeah.
Fortitude save right here. He's up there with you.
Oh, he's going. They're going.
Yeah, he technically gets a +2 because it's alcohol, and that's a quote-unquote poison of a sort.
It's a drink off. Also, is it me or has little Tommy's health gone down?
He was at 5.
It never got
it
updated.
has.
On this token, at least. So.
No, you don't do it later. We're not in combat.
That's whatever. Yeah, so, what is Chaise doing while they're having this drink off?
I see this. They're having a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna try some of the platter, or like the full-on platter of ale.
So you go join them over here?
Yeah. Wait
All
a
right.
minute. What
does it look like when Chaise is downing ale?
I don't know, absorbing the cup and then spitting it back out was my opinion. I'm not wrong, am I?
That sounds about what I'd expect too, but...
I don't know, I was thinking of Chaise doing the keg stand.
Yes!
Alright.
I'm not much of a drinker. What is that?
So question. Are you considering poison, alcohol poison?
To a degree, yes.
Would you say that the spell delay poison would delay the effects of being drunk?
You're about to see something in the sketchy. It's not...
Oh god, what are you doing? Oh my.
God fucking damn it.
Why?
Oh god. Millennials.
All right, I need to share this one.
Jeez, your fucking face.
God, it's so good.
The first thing that comes to mind when I look at Chase's face is the plank of wood from fucking Ed, and Eddie.
Yes.
So for anyone listening in audio at all, it's just like fucking. It's just Chaise and Runt like looking like absolute buffoons with their eyes like going off in the distance as they scream, and fucking Chaise is holding like a photoshopped Bang Peach Mango or some shit. And then there's just Asch in this corner like, holy shit, this is who I'm dealing with.
Holy shit, this is the people I'm working with. 'Cause, like, the rest of you don't really have a full conception on currency. The only person that does is Ash. So it's like, oh god, no one understands moderation.
Everybody have fun tonight.
You can very much assume that at some point, consider you're like trying to keg stand, Zaroon would probably find a funnel of some sort, put it in Chaise's mouth, and start pouring in. I would like Chaise to roll a fortitude saving throw for me and see how well we take all this.
Time to do a fortitude saving throw.
Okay, but we need to ask ourselves the real question, though. What does a mimic do if they're drunk?
They become whatever the fuck they want.
All right, what are the... Okay,
maintain... it depends on how well her fortitude. I will tell you what happens.
The saving throws. They're in the main,
Yeah, they're like underneath the main stats in a row. Right next to each other. Fortitude is the leftmost one of them.
Here, the fortitude, right?
Yeah, just click the name.
Fortitude roll. Okay.
All right, let me paint everyone a picture. As our mimic fighter rolls a natural 1.
I love
Chaise.
this. I love this development.
Chaise.
Yes, this is good.
Chaise, you need to draw this now.
So Chaise, this is what is happening and what you feel during all of this. You come over and join them in their merriment because they seem to be having a fun time and you wish to participate. Runt and Zaroon are downing like entire flasks of ale and mead over and over again and having a good time belching and everything. And Zaroon's team seem to already take like a huge liking to Runt and is like shoulder hugging him and everything. You come on over and you start drinking some ale and it tastes really good. Like you did not expect it to taste as good as it does. And you have another. And you have another. And then Zaroon finds a funnel and puts it in your mouth and starts pouring the entire like pitcher of mead into it. And because of your mimic physiology, you're able to actually ingest this pretty quickly. And it goes straight through your bloodstream as a mimic.
Oh, God.
Oh.
And your form as a mimic, as a chair, collapses.
What is his true form?
Chaise is reverted to basically an amorphous blob on the ground. And the world around you, I know it's a cliche, but it spins like a fucking record.
Spin me right around, baby.
As you're trying to process everything going on. And Runt, what you perceive in reality at this point that Chaise is completely unaware of, Chaise does not notice this at all, is Runt actually looks at Chaise as just like, think they had too much.
I want to imagine me and what's his name?
Zaroon.
Zaroon look at each other, look at each other, and go, "Woo!
Yeah, baby!
Yeah, baby, that's what we've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
And I'm just like, hey, Zaroon, pass me a pint, boy!
Oh no!
I'm getting out of this action now.
He shoves the meat in Asch's hand. And he's just like, chug it! And as this is going on, you just see like 3 blurry colors, like this one like pale like yellowish thing in green morphing around. That's presumably Zarin. This blue figure blubbing around. That's Runt, and this purple figure of Asch in the background, all just sort of like morphing together. And Chaise, I would like you to roll a will saving throw for me as well.
Oh boy, this is amazing. I love this development.
I love this.
Meanwhile, I was never like, what the fuck are they doing?
A will saving throw. Let's see if I can find it.
It's underneath.
Here we go.
There you go.
Okay, you are barely able to piece together in your head that these aren't some strange entities trying to murder you. They might actually be your friends.
Oh,
And you managed to put your sword away, but you had raised it for a moment out of the little mound of blob. It's just like, imagine a puddle on the ground, but a sword sticking out of it.
I
imagine the sword just
and you like hold it up for a moment with like what feels like barely any strength because you're just this blob, and then all of a sudden your like little amorphous hand just drops it and it clatters on the floor inside of the puddle, and you just like Chaise falls deep asleep.
I rolled a 15 on fortitude.
At around this point, the bartender across the way says, "You know you're gonna have to pay for all that, right?"
Oh, don't worry. I'm only having one. They can pay for their drinks.
He just looks at all of you and he's just like, "Well, are you sure you have enough money?" "Ask the Lord himself!"
What do you say?
Ask the Lord himself. He's just like, Zephyr downs another one, and the barkeep just like rolls his eyes and just like, "I'm adding this to the tab and giving you interest," and Zorin doesn't even hear him.
Oh, so basically we're drinking on Zorn's tab.
Oh,
yeah, because none of you mentioned what Amelia told you to say.
Oh no,
So,
I was just about to do that.
Yeah, like none of you had at that point, so he's assuming you're paying for it yourself.
No, I'm the only undrunk person. I'm pretty sure Aurelia told us that our room.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to have you actually roll a fortitude for like having a single drink. You can take care of that just fine. You won't even get buzzed or tipsy.
Right. Oh, and
the only time I had them start taking fortitude saves was once they had like 3 or more.
Oh, all right, got you. So, bartender, Aurelia also said that our room for the evening is going to be on the council's tab.
I see.
Trust me, Aurelia said it. If you want to have an argument, I guess you have a chat with her.
You mean Amelia, right?
Oh, Amelia. I thought it was Aurelia.
It's Amelia Fenhart.
Well, my apologies. Amelia.
Oh, no. So we're assuming Runt is shit-faced at this point, right?
You are actually... You're shit-faced, but you're conscious shit-faced.
We're aware of our actions, but
you're
kind of...
So Runt is self-aware. Asch is fine because he's only had one. Zaroon is Zaroon. And Chaise is a puddle that's currently asleep.
Alright, I want to do something. It's going to be a wisdom check. Or it's going to be intelligence. I want you to set the DC how you see fit in the situation. I'm just going to roll it and you let me know if it's pass or fail.
Alright.
That's a fail. Okay, yeah. So,
that is a fail compared to what I said, yeah.
Asch, not Asch, Runt and will be like, "Hey, you want to see what I can do?"
Show me!
I'm just like turning like sideways.
Okay, hold on. Size creatures can I turn into? I will also, before I do this, cast Beast Speech on myself, allowing me to talk while in animal shape.
Alright. I would like you to roll a percentile dice for me.
Oh boy, that's D100?
So I was actually in my head saying, okay, I'm going to have high B fail. And I was going to give you like a 20% arcane failure check. The spell fizzles. Give me a moment.
Well, that was the spell, like, my new wild shaping is something I can naturally do at this point.
Runt just gets a claw, and that's it. Loses a hand, gets a claw.
Oh, yeah, this is in reaction, like, you cast the beast's tongue on yourself, right?
Yep.
That spell fizzles, and we have a certain effect.
I need to figure out what size creatures I can turn into just for fun. Any medium or small? Oh,
All right.
God.
First,
So
I am going to roll a 1d10. Sorry, a 1d20 is what I meant. Okay. That is actually good for you. And now I roll a 1d100. $55. For the next minute, on top of being drunk, you have double vision. That's all that's come of it, luckily, because it rolled a nuisance. But you have double vision. You're seeing 2 of everything on top of being drunk.
So I'm seeing 4 of everything.
Yeah, basically.
Wait. Which one? All 4 of y'all hold still. And,
Alright, I'm holding still.
okay, so what sort of medium and small animals would have Runt seen, like, off the top of your head?
I mean,
Obviously
you
but I'm not...
you can name one, and I can tell you if you've reasonably seen it.
Technically, you've seen a ferret.
Yeah, but...
Well, I say technically. Tommy is a ferret.
Okay, so... I pull out... Jesus. Wait, where's that enemy? Okay, so... What size is it? How big is the swamp fisher?
I believe, as I recall, I can double check in the table real quick. Let me just get that for you. I'm not going to do a guess. I'm just going to give you the
I think
answer.
we have a note for that.
Because it does, but it doesn't say what size. I can change into
It is a
smaller,
medium.
Yes!
It is considered medium vermin.
I will wallow shape into a swamp fisher.
All right. Roll me a 1d20.
Oh boy.
Okay, you managed to turn into the swamp fisher just fine.
And I won't
as
stay in
you
this
do-
home for long. I'll just do. I say, look what I can do. Oh, this is fun.
So Zerud is standing still, and before you turned into this creature, you saw him, like, brace himself against the pillar and the table. And he watches you, and you turn into this crab thing. The swamp fisher. And he just sort of stands there. And he slowly puts his hand behind him.
I raise my claws up over my head, start clank, moving side to side.
And as he does, you see him pull out his dwarven war axe from behind him.
I can't.
We're having crab cakes tonight!
At this point, I'll drop it.
And Run is, like, in this moment, he's about to take a swing at you, and as you do, you drop the form of the swamp fisher. And his axe misses because he was aiming for, like, the legs first. And now there's a big gash in the floor right next to you. The bartender from across the way says, "Hey, you're gonna have to pay for that." Then Zarin, like, looks up and says, "Quick, run! Where did the crab go?"
That was me.
What? That was you.
That was
But you're
me.
not. You're a goblin, not a crab.
I'm magic.
Yeah, you definitely are. I see two of you.
I see 4.
Maybe I can't count. And this is basically how the rest of this interaction with the evening goes.
Yep.
As Asch watches over this, the only sober one out of the group. Chaise
I'm just
wakes...
watching with just like the disapproval
There's 2
mother
sober
face,
ones.
just like,
the other one's
dear
just not
God.
here.
The only one that accompanied you was Zura, and all the other adventurers stayed at the pier. As the hours whittle on, about 2 hours of weird conversation and occasional drinking go on. And coming into just about the 3rd hour, Chaise finally wakes up.
I want to roll to see who passes out first.
And what Chaise wakes up to see is Zaroon and Runt standing on the table and wrestling.
Oh no.
And Runt at this point has like a nick in like both of his ears, but is like you're both like laughing like children. And Asch is just off to the side and notices Chaise waking up. And you've been watching this whole entire thing develop as they slowly started talking about all sorts of dumb shit and it somehow escalated to them wrestling. The bartender has warned you guys like 4 times already. But considering he doesn't want to fight the dwarf who could easily bench press him, he hasn't really done anything. And he doesn't plan to call the town guard from the looks of it. It's just a shit show. And Asch has been forced to watch it the entire time as Chaise finally comes to and sees the scene.
Okay,
You can put more into it than that.
Okay.
I think you've had enough drinks tonight.
So, hold on. At this
Roll
point,
me a strength.
would Runt have pulled out his stick?
There are some strange markings over on the side around here written, and there's a stick right next to it.
Good enough, I guess. Oh, can I use that as like a impromptu quarterstaff?
No, like your stick is over on the side over there,
Oh.
next to all the drawings, and seems to have some strange, like, fruity scented thing on the tip of it.
Alright, first I'm going to roll a d4 to see if I hit the right one. Do I hit the right one?
Yes.
Yes! No. It's just a wet arm slap.
You try and slap him across the face, he just, like...
I go for a punch, but it just loses momentum and he just,
He, like, turns his head as if you had any momentum, probably more to humor you than anything. Turns back and he's just like, alright, this is how you do it.
Doesn't do any better.
He slaps you even lighter.
Ah!
I'm waiting for like the full force bitch slap.
And Runt just falls backwards, and Zaroon just like falls backwards too, and that's about when you both pass out.
I go for another swing, I spin, and then I just thunk. Probably on the floor, face down.
At this point, we fast forward to the following day, and you've both been brought up to a room and left there. Zaroon is on his side. At this point, Runt has like rolled over and is like his head is leaning over the edge of the bed. There is a puddle of stuff you would rather not describe at the base of each of your beds. And you wake up. You weren't drinking enough water. And you have a terrible hangover.
I cast remove this.
Zerun looks at you and Chaise, and he's just like, "Oh, that was fun."
I wake up, my head's hanging over the bed. I wake up. Whoa, when the world got upside down.
And stepping forward a little bit, you guys eventually manage to pick yourselves up and head on out, and you go downstairs. And the barkeep is standing at the base of the stairs, turns and looks at you, and hands you a piece of paper. Give that to Fenhart.
I want to look at the piece of paper and read it.
Can I take it straight from Runt?
Yeah, Runt, you're barely able to read 100 before it gets snatched from you.
I want to resist because he was handed it to me and I was told to do something. I'm going to resist this.
Yeah, go ahead and try.
Runt, you're drunk.
He just like pulls it aside, and Asch, you just like roll a dex for me, see if you can like grab where he moves it.
Dex.
Yeah, you're not able to keep up as Runt somehow is more dexterous than you when waking up with a hangover. Pulls the note aside and then reads it to himself. 100 gold for damages. 300 gold in ale. 200 gold in mead. And a small note at the bottom that says, give Zerun a talking to for me. There isn't even a mention of, like, the costs for the room. He waived the one cost total just because everything else costs so much.
Also, that
I will walk over
I
to
also
the
said a
guy.
million said they could.
So it's about 600 gold in total, and Runt has no idea how much that actually means.
Nope. So I'm just gonna pull out the pouch of shiny rocks I have and just hand it to the guy. Is this how this works? Just hand it to him, which is currently 237 gold.
I'll pay for like a third of it.
Oh.
I'm just like, I got my hand on my head, just like face palmed gently, just like, dear God. Not those, no.
And, you step aside as, Fenhart steps through the door, and the barkeep turns around and says, I guess you got your chance to hand it over right now.
Runt, give him the goddamn paper.
Alright, I'll hand her the paper and say,
I must say, I apologize for that behavior.
as I hand her the paper, I go, I gave him something, I don't know how much.
She looks at the paper, and, like, her face goes pale a little bit. She looks up at you, looks back at the paper, and says, me paying this off will be your reward.
Don't worry, Runt gave him a third.
Still.
I know. I had a single mead.
And Miss Fenhart just sort of nods at you and says, quite.
Yes.
She turns and looks at Zerun. Zerun is, like, right behind you, and he's just, like redoing part of the braid in his beard because it got undone at some point last night in the wrestling. She just looks at him and says, you're paying for half of this. Pay for what? She hands him the paper. He picks up the paper. He looks up at her. He's just like, I'll pay you back in like a couple of weeks from dock work, lass. Sure. She nods and just, like, writes a note on the paper herself with a pen that she has on her person and just gives him, like, the most "your ass belongs to me" kind of smile possible and walks off.
So just for context, I don't have that money anymore.
No, you've actually given them the money.
Okay.
As the barkeep's there, I give him the 2 gold for my single drink.
He just sort of looks at you and nods and says, "Seem like the only one of this lot with a lick of sense."
I know, I was raised by 4 adventurers. I have a much better lick of sense of currency than these lot.
Yeah.
I am sorry for the damages I
You're insulting people who don't understand the concept of.
Yeah, but all things considered, he doesn't give a shit that you don't understand the concept. It's still his bar getting messed up and covered in, like, alcohol.
Ace. Just in general.
No, as
funny.
I just stated, these 2 don't have a lick of sense.
As Ace regained her form, Chaise regained her form.
Yeah, at this point,
Basically,
Chaise has regained her point.
Well, regained her point, but it's still a bit wobbly, so, like...
She's like a rocking chair right now.
Yeah, I'm a rocking chair right now.
Grandma Chaise.
It's Granny Chaise.
Granny Chaise knitting a nice little jumper.
And,
When I was a young warrior, during the Great IKEA Wars...
How long was I asleep?
5 hours.
So as you step outside,
Like,
you number one, you see the sun and immediately splitting headache. But as you like come to terms with it and look up at the sky, you arrived at the tavern about midday. It is midday. It's been a whole day. Like, it doesn't even seem to you like the time of day has changed at all. It's been about 24, 25 hours.
well, it's been about 10 minutes. Nice.
Oh, Runt, it's been a whole day.
No, it hasn't. You're perfect.
Wait, it's been a day?
Yes, it's been a day.
I realized we still haven't exchanged names. That's great.
That's the best part about hangovers. You make friends.
Don't need names, just quaint.
Alright. It's been a pleasure, goblin chair lizard.
Ish.
Ish, sure, whatever.
Thank you.
He's just sort of starts wandering off, like hobbling as if he has like a limp leg or something, and then he like turns around. He's just like, I gotta get back to the docks, cause it appears I have a tab to pay off.
Yes, you quite do, Zaroon. I wish you luck on that tab.
Later, not so long, Shanks.
Take care of yourselves. Zaroon hobbles off as he moves along. Some like guy. So as he's hobbling off, some other guy like walks past him, and he just like drunkenly staggers into the dude and knocks him into the water, and then just keeps walking.
He's gonna have a bad day.
And with that, the rest of your day is pretty much open. Later on, Miss Fenhart starts up a vacuum cleaner in the background.
Let's go, guys!
And everyone's just like
Runt
panicking.
grabs his ears and fucking trying to stop it.
Now, it is the mythical beast known as a Hoover.
Ah, yes, the magical mystery beast from during
cast
the
rock.
IKEA Wars, the
Cast
great
rock.
beast, Vacuum.
Okume.
God damn. I cast Fist. Alright.
Smite the fucking chair.
As this time passes on a little bit, you do eventually meet up with Miss Fenhart again. And she does sort of seem to compose herself a little bit more, and she's just like, rather, a bit of a brief and quick response from me. I apologize. As she hands Runt a sack of gold with 200 gold pieces in it. A little bit of reimbursement for you.
What's all these rocks for?
It's money, Runt. You're being paid back for the endorsement of actually paying a good bit of the tab off.
Oh.
Yes, I feel it would be bad form to strip you of what the barkeeper informed me was your entire wallet.
Oh.
I hadn't mentioned covering the alcohol tab, but I do know what Zaroon is like.
It was mostly Saroon.
I thought he'd cover it. I had no idea.
I understand.
Yeah.
I only had one drink. The chair got flat drunk, and Runt actually held his liquor for a while until, well, times pass.
Listen, the last thing I remember was I don't. Actually, I'm trying to remember.
So she just sort of looks at Runt as you're like, look. The last thing I remember is I don't remember. She's just like,
she's probably astonished someone could keep up with Zaroon. Honestly,
that sounds about right. I'm honestly surprised you're still alive.
Why so?
Considering the sheer amount of mead and rum that I was told you consumed last night, you should be physically incapable of moving, let alone having blacked out twice over from alcohol poisoning and perished in your sleep.
Twice.
The only reason I think you survived is that the great majority was Zaroon's drinking, and that gentleman has a liver made of steel, from what I gather. Anyway,
Us goblin are some hardy folk.
I do have this for you. And she hands you a rather elaborate scroll with a wax seal on the opening to it. The seal with a imprintment of the same twin-headed eagle or bird or whatever that covers the brosh symbol.
Who's she handing it to?
She looks at Runt and is about to hand it to him, and then just sort of like thinks twice about it and hands it to Asch.
I grab it and immediately open it.
Now,
Let's have a look.
do not open it yet. It is simply our letter to, well, she sort of gestures at Runt. His locals.
For Runt Chieftain.
Yes, that is our, what is the word? Or,
diplomatic envoy.
Well, you're acting as that. That is a message to the, chieftain of your tribe.
That's the agreement.
So a peace agreement.
Yes, our terms and, what we are willing to relinquish in return.
Alright, we'll make sure this goes as
you
smoothly
will,
as possible.
from what I gather, you will have to act as translator for it, as I do not know the local language.
That is fair.
Could teach you. Not too hard.
Me and Runt know the
I
language,
would be honored, but she just looks at you and like eyes you up and down in your like hungover form. Maybe another time.
No, I got time right now. We can do it right now.
No, I have some business to discuss with the head of the
I
guard.
understand. I understand. You know, it's complicated language.
Yes.
Ah, yes, the Duolingo Goblin app.
You
Just
forgot to take your daily goblin lesson. Time to get shanked.
Exactly.
By the way, I do have to ask a question.
Yes.
Who won that game of tic-tac-toe?
That is what I was thinking. I noticed it earlier and I have no clue.
I did. It was me. Yep.
Quite.
To be honest, I don't think either of them were the winners.
Very much understandable. I hope you all have a good one. I would, also like to, apologize, though not my fault, on behalf of, people for not being able to fend off the Sereshaliin fleet. We had no idea of their presence.
Oh, do not worry, we sunk majority of it.
I do have a request if you'd hear me.
But of course, what would it be?
I describe the wizard, or was it the wizard? Or it was
It wasn't the
one
wizard. It was the gunslinger guy, I think, you mean.
I will describe him in vivid detail. If you see him, he's mine. And at that, like, Runch gets cold, and it just... It's a serious shift in his...
She seems to notice the shift in energy and sort of nods and takes down the notes and puts them aside in like a pocket of her dress. And she just nods to you as well and says, "Oh, with that in mind, I wish you well traveled on your journey back home."
We shall. And do enjoy yourself now.
Later.
Yes, quite. And she waves and heads off in the direction of what none of you really remember, but what Zephyr would have remembered as the garrison. And with that, you start heading out back home, homeward bound, unless you had like some last minute things you wanted to go talk to the jester again, so I can...
No, I'm going to test fire with my acid staff. That bloody Marasmus gave to me when we left.
I want to take Liz to the swamp,
Hold up a moment. That was an accident. Luckily, we didn't miss very much. Yeah, I accidentally hit the BRB button instead of the voice chat button, but I've gotten us back to the scene. Everyone can hear just fine again.
Pickles.
Yeah, I'm probably going to let Liz depart because I don't think Liz would be proper for the swamp. It was nice to have a non-swamp terrain companion, but...
Yeah, Liz at this point just like nudges you for one last fish or something, grabs it, and then you basically translate, "All right, I've got no more food."
All right, bye.
And Liz just like looks at you for a moment, takes a moment in their lizard brain to process that information, and scurries back off into the wilderness like a dart.
Fucking eating
A very big dart.
Fucking eating all my fish, motherfucker.
And with that,
hey, we have Zarun with us. Yay!
Nah, Zarun's not coming with us.
Nah, Zarun's staying back at the,
He has a tab to work off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't worry, he'll be important in the third arc.
Yeah, when he ascends to godhood, yeah. Right.
He becomes the dwarf god.
But yeah, you start making your way back home, and for a little bit of brevity, I'm going to have you guys do... Since you basically know the route you took all the way out here, you follow just about the same route back. I'm going to have one of you roll me a 1d100 for an encounter, and that will be it.
Who wants to roll it?
How about we do rollies? All of us roll a d20, whoever rolls the highest. It's to roll.
What was the command for that?
Just /1.
/R space 1d20.
Alright. I keep forgetting this.
I'm not. Come on, Asch. Come on, Chaise.
Chaise.
Roll
Chaise.
20.
Okay.
Really.
Roll a pizza.
There's also the little like dice symbol on the leftmost side of the screen that you can also use.
Roll 1d20, right?
Yep. All right.
Yay! All right, now you can roll
Chase gets to roll the 1d100 for me, so if you would be so kind.
Oh, okay.
And then it's gone for.
She rolled not knowing what we were getting in.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So
Oh,
/r space 1d100. 41.
God's
Not
alert.
even the 42.
The sofa army spawns. We get mobbed.
Considering what that is... Okay. You come back to what is honestly a very familiar scene for Runt. At one point in your route, as you re-enter the swampland, you come across a scene of hundreds and hundreds of frogs sunbathing.
I bring out my frog statue and speak the command phrase.
Gobbles pops out, sees all the frogs sunbathing, jumps
We're
in,
home.
and lands on top of one of the frogs who seems to like begruntingly sort of like, "Hey, I'm walking here. I'm bathing here."
I'm bathing here.
And just like drops to the side next to it and joins them all. And this is about the time in the day when you were all planning to take a rest anyway. So you decide this is as good an opportunity as any and rest for the night. Surrounded by what wakes you up in the morning is basically a choir of croaking.
Music to my ears.
And they're croaking too, never gonna give you up.
With the sound of croaking.
Damn it. So good.
Ching,
And that
ching,
is
ching.
that is what happens as you return once again the next day to Frogbelt
Wait.
Village.
Have we rode sunbathing frogs 3 times in this campaign?
Yes. Yes, we
Yeah,
have.
the swamps are actually a decently common one in this table in the middle, but I didn't expect you to get it that many times.
Question
that
is, can I
is
get it 6
great.
times?
It's a 7% chance.
I like those odds.
We've gotten it 3 times already, so they're pretty good odds.
I like those odds.
Never tell me the odds. I can't count.
Sir, we can't do that. The space book says we can't do that. Too bad. I can't read.
Jokes on them. I cannot read.
Jokes on them. You're a
Talk on to the buggers, huh?
All right. As you all return to
Put the
Frog
party at the
Belt Village. You come back, and it appears that, well, as you had been leaving, the chief was preparing for what basically they thought was going to be war. And so, as you come back, you find more and more of people that you recognize around the village Runt. In some haphazard armor. None of which is to the kind of like chainmail or breastplate kind of thing that Asch had in mind at the time. But it is all like made out of local materials, pieced together. Think sort of like the same kind of construction that the orcs would have in the Warhammer universe.
Piecemeal.
Yeah, it's all piecemeal.
Yeah, the question is though, how long until they just start believing that their bloody sticks become guns?
No.
Goblin
All
for a
right.
while.
So the first thing I do is I kick Punt's door open. Hey, Punt!
Ah!
Take this. And I throw all the shit I gathered at the beach to her.
She like grabs it all.
It's
Awkwardly like dexterous in how she's grabbing it and then like puts it into different like jars, and you notice like the immediate response is, "Okay, thanks, bye." Kicks the door shut and you just hear the sounds of shuffling as she starts to sort it.
Yep. So that's the assorted fungus, moss, and herbs.
Yep.
And some seaweed, because it's probably not too common around here.
You just hear like this short thing as you're walking away. You just hear, "Ah, it's salty."
I'm gonna go to Gazgul's hut with the envelope. Well, the scroll.
Gazgul seems to be at the closest thing you can think of is like a war council.
Should I knock?
I mean, it's a tent. There really is no knocking. But
Well, I could grab a stick and slam it to the ground.
you make your presence known, and he sort of shifts and looks over his shoulder, and he's just like, "Oh, you lot are back.
Yes, Gazgul, we're back.
Well, what's the update?"
We got some form of diplomacy done. We helped them out with something, and they're willing to help us out. Here, we can negotiate a peace.
I see.
And hopefully, in the future, some collaboration.
Very interesting. All
So-
right.
I have something here from their leader.
Let me see.
It's in common.
This looks like a bunch of chicken scratch.
Yes, that's why I was going to say I was going to read it to you.
Oh, you could have said that sooner. Just read it. And
All right.
basically you read this document out loud, and it's a pretty standard like set of terms and conditions kind of thing, agreements that both sides would have to make in order for the peace to be reasonably like comfortable and trustworthy. It's not demanding anything excessive of the goblins, and it's not like offering anything excessive of the people of Brosh of Stantrum.
All right.
It just
So
seems cordial. And he's just like, "Oh, that was boring."
Yep. But these are the conditions and the entire thing.
Hey, sure. We'll send someone else back there to let them know.
Make sure
think,
they understand common.
Drew, I do think I got one git that does. Yeah, I'll figure it out. You don't worry your pretty little head about it.
Rightio. Just tell
Well,
them
that
that
in mind,
we...
though, I do got something that I think you might have some interest in looking into.
Oh. Go on.
You remember them boggards?
Yes. I do
Yeah, they
recall.
got something going on up in their village.
Right.
I don't really
Isn't
got
it-
any good details about it, but might want to look into that and go say aye.
Rightio. Right, Chaise, where's Runt? Runt!
Meanwhile, Runt at his mom's house.
Runt actually is looking depressed as he's approaching the house.
Runt, you approach the tent and pull aside like the flap, and immediately a ladle hits your head.
Don't really gauge a reaction. Runt looks up and goes, "I'm sorry, Mo. I had him.
She looks at you, and like there's this ladle still pressed against your head because she hasn't removed it.
Had him and he got away."
Not worried about that. You had me worried sick. Now get me that. She just like points the ladle at some ingredients on the shelf. We're making a
Wow.
stew.
I'll go help.
And there's like this solemn silence as you come back inside. Peck once again helping out as he does in the house with Tuka. And she's sort of like, everything is like this really somber, quiet mood for a moment, and then she's just like, don't beat yourself up over it, Runt. After all, that's my job. You put in the wrong amount! And she bashes you over the head with a ladle again as you're like trying to put in like a dash of some spice or something for her.
Has anyone else been home yet?
Not lately. Actually, she's just sort of like looking up and thinking a little bit to herself. A couple of your older sisters dropped by.
Where'd they go off to?
Another trek out north.
How's things been here?
Been alright.
I'm gonna just sit there and start talking about the Sereshaliin.
Yeah, she starts listening to you as you do that every now and then. Like, she seems to actually be listening and asks questions every now and then, but every now and then she also hits you with a ladle again and says you added the wrong amount of this or that or the other thing. And,
little does she know, I'm adding the appropriate amounts because one can actually cook. I've had this since episode 1.
you're adding the wrong amounts.
I'm adding the wrong. No, she thinks I'm adding the wrong amounts, but I'm actually putting in the correct amounts that are enough to deter the over amounts she's adding in.
Run when he's finally cooking. Finally, some good.
Finally, some
food.
gourmet shit. I knew exactly where you're going.
She turns and looks at you once again after like the 4th time that she's bashed you over it.
What?
I said that's the wrong amount. You had to learn it somewhere.
Nice to go over and just fucking sit then. Fine.
Just sort of like sitting over in the corner pouting, and she's just like, you'll learn eventually.
You were prepared for that shit, weren't you?
Basically, yeah.
What, did you know Runt was
She's
gonna
your
make a
mother. She's been cooking for you all forever. She's better than you at cooking at this point. You have yet to surpass the master. As she sort of emphasizes the point by tapping you on the head again with a ladle, this time a little bit softer than usual.
And then she realizes she was soft and hits it way too hard.
Is Peck
All right.
sleeping again?
Peck is actually outside at this point, and she's just like, now go off and talk to your friends again. As you step outside, Peck is just like sitting by the edge of the water with a stick playing tic-tac-toe with himself.
Out of curiosity, he doesn't have this frog yet, does he?
No, Peck does not.
I'll go play tic-tac-toe with him. Fuck it.
You go to play tic-tac-toe, and Peck is surprisingly good at tic-tac-toe.
Fucking always takes the center square. God damn it!
He's just laughing again. Like somehow, even when you wind up going first, he still somehow takes the center square, and you don't know how the fuck it happens.
Wait, you don't. That's cheating. You can't do that.
No, it isn't.
That's cheating.
No, it isn't.
I do it to him.
He still wins.
I kicked the dirt, messing up the tic-tac-toe board.
Sore loser.
Sorry, winner.
Good to see you again, bro.
I'm heading out, I think.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
He starts another game with himself. Damn, I misplayed. As he walk away.
All right, Chaise.
Oui.
Right. Well, it seems to be where we're going now is to the Boggart village. Also, I think I think I should also mention to Garsgul about the Lizardmen. Oh, Garsgul!
Yeah?
I forgot to mention, we ran into the Lizardmen on the way over to Brosh.
Yeah, they ain't no issue. They're like, what, 2 days away?
Yeah, we gave them some fish and they left us alone.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Go.
Alright, just wanted to let you know.
That's good. He's very dismissive about the whole entire thing. He gets back to, like, what seems like his war council.
No, he's just playing D&D.
He does have some oddly shaped, whittled, like, wooden figurines on the table. And around now is when Runt comes back from going to see his family and helping out a little bit with the cooking.
Oh, hey, Rum.
I think Runt would try to inform Gazgul about the Sereshaliin at some point.
Yeah, so assumedly later on, we'll say that you give him a little bit of an idea of what the Sereshaliin are like and whatnot. He takes some interest in it and then gets bored, and then you have the usual sort of like, obviously he's bored conversation, the subject changes, but he seems to get the gist of what's important.
Whenever he gets that log, I would like to believe Runt kind of just does and then changes the subject like that.
Yeah, you've gotten so used to dealing with the chieftain at this point. Mostly because you tend to act as the mediator liaison between him and Punt, because he doesn't like listening to Punt very much.
Mm-hmm.
So, Runt.
Yes.
Right. I was told by Garsgul there is some commotion over by the Boggart village that we're going to have to go and check out.
What kind?
He has got no information on it, so this might turn into a shit show, so.
We used for that.
Yeah, no use for that. We gotta go and sort this out, hopefully.
I walk over to the daughter. Heading out, Ma! Just
You feel like an ephemeral ladle hitting your head.
oh, she's pissed. We gotta get out of here. She's cooking dinner. Run.
She's cooking dinner. Oh god, run!
As you recall, the Boggart village is up to the northwest of the tribe's village.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm in well-familiar territory, so...
Yeah, you know where you are now. But you're heading up towards the Boggart village, as it is. And as we bring you back over to the map here, boop.
As a day's travel.
Space travel?
It's about 50 kilometers.
A day's travel.
It takes a little while. It takes a few hours. Unless you, like, even if you keep up, like, hop up the pace at, like, an average walking speed for you lot, it's going to take a few hours. So you plan accordingly. You plan to probably, like, rest a little bit and head out really early in the dawn. Moving along towards this, you come up near their territory and approach the main camp.
Right here. Alright. Hey, Runt, how close are we?
Mm-hmm.
Sounded more like a clown horn.
That was me going.
Runt, how close are we?
Like my fingers sticking in the ground. Mm,
Oh yeah, because Runt has the spell no direction, so like asking him how close we are is a bit like
I just know where north is.
yeah.
We're that far away, and I just keep going.
Very well, let's keep going then.
You continue to approach the Boggards' camp.
And then a blue-eyes white dragon comes out of nowhere.
Oh my god, Seto Kaiba!
I would like the party.
Kaiba.
Is there anything in particular you do as you're traveling along?
Well, being back in forbidden territory, Runt knows the danger, so he's keeping an ear out for any dangers and hostility, or anything really out of place.
Roll a perception check for me.
How's our AC Bird 40?
You realize that you are probably being watched.
Oh.
Do I get a feeling of by what or by?
Nope,
How
you know
many?
you are being watched.
Runt will slow his pace a little bit and just become more aware of his surroundings.
Asch is just doing his natural march, bloody wiping off the bloody seaweed salt off his bloody scales.
How are you traveling, like, in general? What's your, like, party demeanor? Are you just, like, brazenly traveling through? Or are you trying to be stealthy or something?
No, we're just pretty
Well,
calm.
we traveling through normally, but if we travel through hostile areas, Runt will say we need to be quiet or stealthy. What is this type of area to run? Is it normal?
You know you're about a few kilometers out from what would be considered their home territory.
Right, so it's not necessary to introduce yourselves yet. I think upon being watched, Runt will probably suggest we be a bit cautious but up until that point, it was kind of just leisure.
Runt, you seem a little on edge. Is something the matter?
Yeah, everything's fine. And he just keeps looking around.
What are you trying to look for?
Just keeping an eye out.
Alright.
At that, Chaise is probably going to do a perception check as well because. Oh yeah, it's more or less not. It's still very kind of unfamiliar terrain for them, so
All right, go ahead.
yeah. I see Jack.
Who's
Hello,
Jack?
Jack.
Hey, Senator, how about you back it up with a source?
My sources, I made it the fuck up.
The source is I made it the fuck up, Jack.
Yeah, your perception of what's going on right now is, damn, it's still wet.
Running in the sunshine. Afterward, Runt says, I'm also gonna, Asch is gonna go for a perception. If I can fucking remember where it is. There it is.
Well, that's funny. So you are all continuing to walk through the swamp. Runt, I would like you to roll a perception check for me, specifically. You do not notice. As you continue to move along, you all start to feel tired.
Huh.
Is this? Hold on.
Yeah, you're going.
This isn't natural for this area. Is it?
You don't know.
I mean, I've traveled this land. It's not natural for this area. Correct?
You don't know.
Okay.
As
I'll
I'm
do a
starting
nature check.
Yeah.
What's your behavior as you move along through the, wetter areas of the swamp on your way over?
Calm, natural, and again, leisurely until things start getting weird.
All that.
You attempt to climb up from getting your foot caught and fall into the swamp.
That was not.
I know. I'm joking.
But fucking mine is fine.
You feel yet more tired as time moves on. You are now about a kilometer out from their home territory.
And Chaise just pulls out a cup of coffee. Good day, gentlemen.
I'm gonna suggest we stop. It's getting uncomfortable.
All right. How do you set up camp? Or what do you do? Do you even set up camp?
What time of day is it?
It is evening. So about approximately 4 p.m. if it were Earth.
I would probably suggest we backtrack a bit and try to find a batch of dry land with some trees.
All right. It takes you about 10-20 minutes to find a suitable patch of land that you can actually step out of the deeper water into. And the whole entire way you're walking back, you still feel that sense of draining strength and tiredness. And as you step out of the water onto the land, you look at one another, and you look at all the parts that are wet and were submerged. And then you remember something, Runt. It's the reason you normally try and say to the upper dry parts. As your legs are covered to the brim with leeches. Who get a plus 24 to stealth in swamps.
24.
They rolled a 42.
Fuck off.
The only way you would have noticed them was with a nat 20 on that last perception roll.
I look down. All right.
I would like all of you to roll me 2d3.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh my God! Are we dead?
666, the number of the beast.
So, for all of you, whatever you just rolled is... Damn, you all rolled 6. All right, everyone in the temp section, for your strength and your con scores, write -6.
Oh no.
Oh.
Because they've managed to do full blood drain on you twice, which deals 1d3 strength and con damage.
Oh, good. I love 0 strength.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, actually, yeah, that means as you step out of the water, Asch,
I pass out.
all of the strength in your legs evaporates and you flop onto the ground. Keep in mind, you do not even have the strength to remove these leeches from yourself.
Fuck.
I'm at a 5.
You start to attempt to pull the leeches off of you, Runt. And it is actually an arduous task. Plus, you also have the knowledge that if you just remove them and do nothing, you're going to bleed the fuck out. Because they emit anticoagulant, which makes your blood run faster. So you have to very arduously remove the leeches from your legs. And every time you remove one, covered in a patch. Give me 1 second. My audio fucking died.
Pausing. We're pausing. Pause champ.
Pause champ. Okay, guys, we're pause champing.
The stream can still hear you just fine if you want to make fun of me.
Pause champ.
He's a nerd.
Parish champ.
To remove.
Parish champ. So what
There we go.
we're down to?
There we go. Now I can hear you.
Alright, so I was saying, crazy thought. Just hear me out. If I were to wild shape, would the leeches just fall off?
Potentially.
Okay. I'm going to wild shape into a blood frog.
You wild shape into a blood frog, and doing so contracts your shape a little bit, and some of them fall off as a result of that. But the spots where their wounds were, in relation to where they transform onto the new body, are still open and are now openly pouring blood. So you have about, 3 or 4 leech marks on you out of, let's say, 6 total leeches that are still clinging to you, that are now leaking blood.
Where is Morasmus when you need him? Oh, wait.
Can I revert back?
Yeah, you can revert back. You're back to normal, and 3 spots along your left leg are now free of leeches but bleeding.
And using spell slots, going to cast Cure Light Wounds on myself to stop the bleeding.
Right. This basically cauterizes the wound and stabilizes that status. You still have the remaining leeches on you, but you're not in risk of dying right now. But it still hurts, and you're still drained of most of your energy.
Okay.
Chaise, what are you doing meanwhile?
I was still wondering how many I was supposed to remove from my strength, but
6. You -6 to your strength, -6 to your con as well.
Oh, that's different. That's bad.
that's
That is bad.
13, and then on my con would be 13.
How's Asch looking with that -6 con?
0 strength. Oh, no, I'm on a free.
13.
Your con is 3, your strength is 0. You can't physically move, and you are feeling extremely unwell.
Okay.
So, wait, my modifier or my...
You're putting it in the third column with your...
Yeah, so there's a third column called temp, right? -6 next to strength and -6 next to con.
Oh, you put
next
60, not 6. 6, that's 60. Oh no. Asch is fucking dead.
No, I put 6, not 16.
No, I was looking at, I meant Chaise. Y'all's name, when y'all need to change your fucking names? Asch and Chaise.
Fine. Do you want me to change my name? I actually have no idea what to change the name to. Name change.
Your name is Gobbledygook.
Fuck off.
Case in point, you don't want to give the power to change your name on me.
So wait, if I understand correctly, Chaise could probably just form mouths where leeches are, just eat the leeches.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's it would make no sense.
For Chaise, it's pretty straightforward in that respect. You can just eat the leeches. Doesn't instantly return the blood to circulation. You are still lacking that strength and con for the time being.
Right.
But for Chaise, removing the leeches and not having the wounds continue to bleed is a lot simpler.
Nom.
And
For
Ash is just...
Ash is covered in like 6 leeches on the ground, unable to move.
Okay, right. First aid. Runt is going to immediately go fuck and produce flame, casting that at first level, and then just walk over to Ash and just start grabbing the leeches with produce flame, just to...
God damn it, Chaise.
So, using fire in his palm to grab the leeches and try to get them off.
Yeah, so you're using the heat to deter the leeches from remaining attached, and they're jumping off, and then you're proceeding. I'm assuming you're proceeding to cauterize the wounds.
Yeah, on Ash.
So Ash at this point no longer has any leashes on him, but your strength has been completely sapped, and you are not in a healthy state.
I need a medivac.
It is almost. It's hard for you to move. It is also hard for you to speak, so your speech is strained. Basically, yeah.
I'm also going to do the same thing for the remaining leeches on myself.
Yep, you get the rest of them off. You are as you are with your stats, and for the next couple of hours, this is the state that you're in.
Whose idea was it to walk through the water?
Yours.
No, I know better.
Chaise, come here. I can't move.
All right.
I'm just gonna lay back and fall asleep.
I would like Runt and Chaise to roll stealth checks for me.
Of course.
Because I'm done bugged.
Zug.
Runt is doing just fine. Chaise, however... So, Chaise, in reaction to losing a lot of your blood and the pain that starts to recede now that the effects of their, numbing agents are starting to wear off, you just can't help but let out a groan that is rather unfitting of a lady of your stature, but, ow.
Ow, I say.
What is wrong with me?
Do you want a list? No, that's mean. I'm sorry.
Would you like a list?
I swear to fuck, this thing wants me to do dumb shit.
Let's make a list.
As you moan out, some of the blood that was not cauterized leaks into the water nearby. You pull yourselves further onto the land, but passively, Runt turns and notices yet more leeches slowly crawling up onto the shore, because that's what a 12 is on the fucking table.
Gobbles, dinner time!
Rabbit.
Gobbles seems to have a fine time of this and manages to hold them off quite well.
We always roll leeches and start bathing frogs!
It's quite literally, we rolled nothing but fucking leeches and frogs in this swamp.
That's hilarious, though.
Hey, guess what 40 is?
More frogs!
Frogs. I'm going, Lauren. If it's either of those things for just a short moment, I'm going to re-roll.
No, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Why the fuck are we this lucky?
35
no.
is different.
Oh no. Oh no. You now have to fight a false Hydra.
There's a lot of setup to do a false Hydra. That's not something.
Oh no, you're not that lucky. You hear some reptilian cries in the water nearby. As the blood has attracted something else.
A crocodile. I told you.
Where the fuck are we? In Florida?
Yes.
Quickly.
Which one of you would like to volunteer to roll for me?
I ain't doing shit.
Well, Asch is fucking on the ground. Chaise is Chaise is having a struggle.
All right, so Runt, roll with me
I'm on the struggle
1d6.
bus.
A D what?
1d6. 2 crocodiles.
I told you, them crocodiles. They're hungry.
2 crocodiles on opposite flanks of you start to come up onto the edge of the water. God damn the art. Just Runt
Why,
with
you
like
just
an
thought-
entire parchment listing things wrong with Chaise.
So, we got the heads eating, the chair, the other chair, and the
I'm
chairs.
sorry,
And
the clown knows what?
yeah, you made yourself sound like a clown horn.
You did like some hunk stuff when he was asking you how far you were out from the village. I actually have not grabbed that thing yet.
Oh no. Crocodiles. Hey Ma, the crocodiles in the car again.
So I have a weird YouTube history class. Do you know that in order to remove the chitin or the scales from a crocodile, they gotta inflate it?
Crocodile balloon.
You got to inflate the crocodile to get the scales off of the meat.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
And because they're like you cut a hole, insert an air pump, and just go, and you just watch. You can even hear it. It's. But yeah, that's an actual thing.
Yeah. Well, as of right now, you don't have to worry about removing the scales. You have to worry about the crocodiles themselves as they approach you from the edges of the water.
Oh God, this is going to suck.
Yeah.
I know. You're down a mage.
Actually,
Actually, no, correction. We're down 2 mages.
Technically, the only person that's unaffected by all this is Zephyr, who's overhead.
Yeah. Zephyr
Yeah.
comes out like an AC 130, pick up a crocodile and drop the fucker into a tree. Wanna do something, Zephyr?
Do we have an action before they attack us?
Yeah, but Runt, you have a chance because you had a pretty good stealth check, actually.
Does Chaise have her greatsword out?
Yeah. I mean, I always have.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, cool. I will hobble over to her weapon, touching it, and casting fiery runes on it. So
Upgrade.
here's the effect. When the wielder of this weapon successfully strikes a foe with a melee weapon, the wielder can discharge the rune as a swift action to deal 1d4 points of fire damage to the target. It is not multiplied on a critical, it is resisted by spell resistance, and if it has spell resistance, you need to roll a save against it. So
Alright, so what kind of save are we rolling for the crocodiles then?
It's
Damn,
no,
those
it's additional damage.
Ah, right.
Trixie, those crocodiles be wilding if they're sounding like hoovers.
My dad always chooses Sundays to vacuum for some reason. Probably because he, works during the week.
Let me.
Damn, there's some weird ass sounding fucking alligators.
I would link the spell, but it's not in the compendium. I will link the spell via Discord. But yeah, your next attack, if you wish to, Chaise, you can choose to discharge the rune, doing the extra damage.
Hey.
All right. The shark. There's one shark to your east and one crocodile. There's a crocodile.
Shark.
The sharkadile to your east. The crocodile to your east and one to your west. Both start to approach. And the first one that really starts to move is closest to Runt to your west.
Okay.
And sprints at you. Attempting to hit you with its bite attack.
Nope.
And you manage to, in spite of your weakness, still deftly dodge aside.
Oh, see, no, I'm not strengthful. Very dexterous, though.
Yep. The other crocodile moves up, and the closest one to them is Chaise. As they also sprint up and attempt to take an attack on Chaise this time.
Chaise eats the head.
23 is higher than your AC, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, you are...
Lucky.
Yeah, that only did 6 damage, but you are grappled. As it is a grab.
Okay.
I just want to imagine in my head just a crocodile or an alligator just grappling a fucking chair.
Alright. That is about the end of its round this turn, but you may not like what happens next turn if it's still grappling you. So we are going to have initiative order be Runt, Chaise, then Crocodiles in that order. So once again, we're basically at the top of the turn with Runt.
Alright, 1 second. Do spells. Just try to... Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have that. I'm sorry, I'm taking too long.
That's fine.
Fuck it. I think this is in the compendium too. It's not. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah. Runt is going to look at the crocodile near. He's going to take a step back away from the crocodile to not. And he's going to look at the crocodile and cast this. A flaming sphere appears from above the crocodile on its head. I can choose to move it on my turns in place of a move action. So yeah, it spawns, lands on the crocodile, so it needs to make a reflex save to negate the damage.
Alright, reflex save for the crocodile. Here I have as... Alright, let me roll it. It succeeds, actually. The DC was 16.
It does not take any damage. I've already
Crocodile
moved.
instinctually knows fire bad and dodges just in time.
I cannot move it this turn, but it is there, and if I don't think it says it starts its turn. It only says if it rolls into a creature, so not if it's in the same occupied space. So yeah. That's it for my turn. I can choose to move it as a move action on my turn.
Alright.
So there is a flaming sphere next to a crocodile.
Yep, there's a fire sphere next to the crocodile on the west. We'll call it Croc 1. Croc 2 is still close to Chaise and is grappling you, but Chaise, you have the grappled condition as of right now, because this thing has you in its jaws held. And it is your turn.
So, can I grapple back? So,
Grapple back, girl.
So yeah, you can do grapple, but let me double check. I have the thing up. I'm trying to find the modifiers.
Typically, when a creature has a bite with its natural attack, it needs to still roll to see if the grapple does go.
All right, so we're gonna do this. Then I will roll for that and give you a proper chance to not be grappled.
And it does need to beat her CMD. So you want to look at your sheet, Chase, and what's your CMD?
D&D?
CMD, yes.
CMD.
I think with its
17.
plus 11 to grapple, it wins.
Yeah.
On the nat
Yeah,
19,
yeah,
it rolled
so
a
you
total
are
of 30.
So
You are grappled.
You can choose to do an escape artist to get out of the grapple, or typically you can still attack, but there's a minus penalty to attacking while for both parties, mind you. So Crocodile can't do any other attacks, but Crocodile's death roll.
I probably go with escape.
Right. Escape artist is listed as one of the skills for your character, so you can give that a shot.
Okay. In the skills, right?
Yep, it's right under disguise. It's actually
here we go.
No, I don't
I
know.
believe that. I believe that wouldn't that be a versus its.
Give me one second.
I forget if it's versus its CMB for grapple or its strength.
That's.
Okay, the DC is equal to the opponent's CMD. I have it up right now.
Okay. So what's the crocodile CM?
That actually is not sufficient enough. It's 3 short because it's CMD 18.
Okay. Now I do believe she can still try to make an attack.
Yes, you can make an attack. If you are grappled, you can do that. If you succeed, you break the grapple. Alternatively, if you succeed, you can become the grappler.
Your sword is also enchanted for the turn. You just take a minus
Instead
4
of
on your hit.
attempting to break or reverse the grapple, you can take any action that doesn't require 2 hands to perform, such as cast a spell or make an attack or full attack with a light or one-handed weapon. I believe your weapon is a 2-handed one, correct? So that
I was gonna go with bite.
Yeah, you have your bite. You can attempt to bite the crocodile back.
To eat the crocodile.
We tried.
That does not hit. And I was doing this a little bit belatedly to give you a chance, but the crocodile utilizes its ability Death Roll.
Oh no.
So as of right now, with your failed attempt to break free, it deals an additional 9 damage to you, and you are now considered prone on top of being grappled.
It would be 34 minus 9 is
25.
25.
No.
No.
This other one has to get back to me.
All right, that would be about Yep, that would be about it for that turn, and now it is actually the crocodile's turn. We're going to start with one already on you. It is going to attempt to hit you. It doesn't have like a free shot at hitting you when it's got you grappled, but it is going to attempt to do another bite like into you. So this is its attempt to do that. Does 13 match or exceed your AC?
What is my AC? It's 16.
No, yeah, you are fine. You take no additional damage this turn. You are still grappled and considered prone, but you do not take additional damage.
Oh. Yeah, even with the minuses, grappled out, because you do get minus, but yeah, damn. Nice.
Yep. Meanwhile, the other one is going to also make an attempt, once again, maneuvering itself around this ball of fire, going to attempt to bite at Runt again. And misses.
Nope. Alright,
Back to the top of the turn, it's yours.
So, I can use a move action to direct the flaming sphere to bump into enemies. However, in all games, you can also substitute your action for move action, which means I can move the orb twice, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to get this clarification now. Alright, so for my move action, I'm going to have the orb move into the crocodile in front of me. And let me roll the spell again so that way it rolls damage. That needs another DC 16.
Alright, so it needs to do another one of its reflex saving roll.
Yep.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was slightly off on that roll. That 1d20 plus 4 is actually the roll for its reflex save, and it fails this time. Its attack roll is plus 5 instead, but since that was my bad, I'm going to leave it as is.
So it takes 8 fire damage.
Alright.
And then...
Do I roll the damage? Yep.
Yep, it's rolled in the macro.
It does not appreciate that very much.
And then I'm going to... How rough is Asch looking?
Asch is immobile. And while he is stable right now, like you don't have to worry about him dying or bleeding out.
I mean Chaise, sorry.
Oh, Chaise? Chaise is, well, I mean, she's about lost almost a third of her HP. She's also grappled by a crocodile and prone on the ground. But she seems to be able to keep it enough at bay.
Okay.
I mean, you can assess based on her health and her situation as well.
I'm trying to have something possibly help Chaise. I was hoping Chaise would. I'm sorry again, just...
No worries. You're trying to not die. Right. What I'm actually going to do in the meanwhile, Asch. I'm assuming you're still with us since your character has been knocked out for a little bit. Asch, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. I would like you to roll me a fortitude saving throw.
May I ask why?
If you pass a DC 12 with it somehow, I will return you to 1 strength, so you can barely move.
I doubt I'm gonna get that with a minus
Yep,
3.
it's going to be rough, but give it a shot.
Nah, I'm fine.
I'll let you do that every round, so you at least have something to do, and once you get at least one...
I just been proactifying myself. Proactive.
Yeah,
fuck.
You're fine.
Watching anime. Me god, me monkey, me no word.
Still trying to figure it out, Rod?
I think I find one. It's on par with Runt as well. Runt will look at this other crocodile with anger and fury and cast Burning Gaze at the other crocodile as a standard
Burning
action.
Gaze.
As long as the spell persists, I can direct a Burning Gaze at a single creature 30 feet. The crocodile, is he within 30 feet?
Yeah, he's within 30 feet.
Must succeed fortitude, take 1d6 fire damage. And takes a reflex. Fortitude, do not take damage. Oh! Yes! Yes! Okay. Alright. Let me see if this is in the compendium real quick. It is. Cool. Add this here. Okay. That crocodile needs to make a reflex save. No, a fortitude save.
Fortitude save. So
Well,
its fortitude save is actually slightly better, funnily enough.
Okay, does it say?
Negates
I
damage.
think I've been called for food,
Damn.
so you guys gonna have to do my rolls for me.
Damn.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
good.
Yeah. So, Runt can now. Oh, yeah, Runt has eye lasers. And fuck, if that had hit, that would have set the crocodile on fire. I was hoping that would have hit. But that's nice. But I believe in you, Chaise. You can break free.
Yeah, you feel like something warm nearby you as the gaze looks at it as it's connecting its jaws to you, but it doesn't seem to do anything. It seems to continue to bite into you as it's now your turn, Chaise, and you are still grappled.
Okay. Can I still? Yeah. I think I can bite my way through.
Yeah, you can attempt to bite. You can also attempt that escape artist as well.
All right. I'll try to bite.
It is
my way
actually,
through.
it is either escape artist or there was a secondary option for it that I want to make sure you're at least aware of.
They could try to roll to control the grapple. Chaise is a grapple monster, isn't she?
If you are grappled, you can attempt to break the grapple as a standard action by making a combat maneuver check with a DC equal to CMD, which would be DC 18, which does not provoke an attack of opportunity, or an escape artist, which is also a DC equal to CMD. So if your combat maneuver combat maneuver check bonus, your CMB, as in boy, as in Boston, is higher than your escape artist skill, then you can use that instead if you would like.
Correction, I have now returned. It was not for me. Lol.
My
Alright.
CMB is 5, and
Do you have any
Escape-
points in escape artist?
I do not have.
Right. So you
escape
probably
artist-
want to use your CMB.
Yeah, so escape artist uses dex while CMB calculates your strength.
All right. Let's
So
try
in this case,
CMB.
you may want to roll a CMB check. Yep.
Yeah, that's strength penalty right now.
Oh yeah, you break
yes, the
free. You break
monster's
free just
free.
fine.
Fuck his shit up.
All right. So
So
I
you can
hit
use
him
your
with my
greatsword.
longsword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can attempt to hit him with your greatsword, and as you break free of its grasp, it retracts
Wait.
back towards the water and dodges aside.
Oh, that's level 6. Damn, I was like, wait, Chaise should be able to get 2 attacks. But no, it's at level 6 you get +5, +1 BAB.
And with that, it is now the Crocodile's turn, starting again with the one closer to Runt, going to attempt to move up to you and take another bite into you. Does an 8 hit?
No.
All right. The other one is going to attempt to do the same to Chaise, as the one misses Runt and can't really do much else on its turn. Why is this thing rolling so well? This one bites you again. You're going to have to, let's see. It does a grapple against your CMD, I believe, right?
Natural 1. Come on. Natural 1. I think it just beats you, doesn't it?
It grabs you again, and it's going to attempt to do its death roll. So I'm going to roll its damage twice.
Oh no.
Is it on its...
Ah, it rolled really shit. It deals 12 damage to you.
Chaise is looking rough.
Yeah, it's not a great time right now for Chaise.
Is this how we go? Crocodiles of all things?
All right. Rolling back around, turn order to Runt again.
I'm going to have the orb move to Chaise's alligator crocodile, because I can see Chaise. They're visibly hurt. So it needs to make the fire's feet. Here, let me pick it again.
It needs to make a reflex save, right?
This one is reflex.
No,
yes.
that one's reflex. Yep.
That's my move action. Do this.
So this is what I'm going to say. It sees this sphere of fire coming at it. It is going to release its grasp on Chaise in an attempt to give it a little bit more of an advantage in dodging this. So I'm going to give it a +2 to its check, but Chaise is released from grapple.
Okay.
So it does manage to dodge aside your fireball, but Chaise is completely released from the grapple state now.
Okay,
because it decided to release you.
Because my standard action, I'm going to look at it.
It does not get any bonus to that. But funnily enough, it's exactly the same roll, so let's go.
Fortitude, DC 16. Fuck!
Nope. Yeah, these guys actually have decent rolls on these ones, it seems. Okay. That would be Runt's turn. Chaise, it's your turn now.
Okay. Can I hit him with my greatsword?
Yeah.
Fuck him up.
Please.
Aw, come on.
You guys just ain't having that good luck here, ain't ya?
What about Gobbles? Is Gobbles
isn't
going to do
it-
something?
Is it being a refresh on turn, or is it?
Yeah,
Yes.
you can go ahead and roll your,
Yeah, try to
Your
remind
deal.
me.
So it's, for you, it's a fortitude saving throw again, DC 12. Nope, not this time around.
Jeez.
I am being shafted by my -3 fortitude.
Hey, I like TPKs.
All of you are being shafted right now, to be fair.
I like
Fair.
TPKs. Fun.
Yeah, but I'm being shafted the hardest. I'm out cold on the floor.
Join us next time as we all roll new characters for a new campaign entirely.
All right. Hey, Runt.
Yeah.
Roll a, what was it, tongue attack from Gobbles?
Okay. Please.
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
okay. Just casually confirm a crit from Gobbles that will would have single-handedly killed this thing from max health. As its tongue lashes out and whips aside the one that has been accosting Chaise. And the Croc 2 is dead. As it is
so
now,
you help.
so it is now the other crocodile's turn, still going after Runt.
Fucking. I'm imagining Gobbles with like the
Yeah,
crocodile
Gobbles
in
had
his
stayed
mouth.
behind a little bit to continue to sunbathe with the frogs and just caught up with you guys again.
I'm imagining the alligators kind of like bent in on with Gobbles, almost starting to eat it. Yeah, that hits.
All right, what is your CMD?
Yeah. Well, it's 13.
It grapples you. Never mind. That's a nat 20. So, yeah. Time to roll its damage twice.
I think this is the first time. Oh no, Runt's already been. He almost died last time.
21
Ow.
damage in a death roll on Runt.
Owie, that hurt.
You are now considered grappled and prone. As it is now your turn again to try and get out of this thing's grasp.
I'm going to have the orb roll into it.
I'll allow it, yeah, because it's just a move
I don't
action.
need it. I just need to control it.
Yeah.
This is the last turn for the orb.
All right, so it needs to make a reflex saving throw.
Yep. Damn it. I'm going to angle around to stare directly into its eye and say, "Look at me as you die." Use burning gaze. Again. It needs another fortitude save. Fuck!
It's doing too well. So for those of you listening, it rolled a 19 on a DC 16 reflex, and it rolled a 17 on a DC 16 fortitude. So it is yeah, it is still on you, but it is Chaise's turn.
All right, let's.
You are no longer being accosted by a crocodile, but now Runt is. The one that you were fighting is dead.
Yeah.
The other one is more than close enough for you to get up to, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna help Runt. I'm gonna hit him with my greatsword.
All right, roll. That actually does hit. 13 damage. You roll into it.
Do you discharge the rune?
Yeah.
Yeah. How much extra damage is that? D4 fire? Yeah.
All right, roll the damage.
1d4 plus 1. Yeah.
Roll 1d4 plus 1.
It takes an additional 3 damage. Being knocked down to approximately a quarter of its health, it reels back and releases its grip on Runt.
The spell is discharged. That was 1.
You still are prone, but you are no longer grappled. As it is now Gobble's turn to steal the kill again.
He has his mouth full.
He's just eating the entire other crocodile.
Yeah.
All right. The crocodile.
The
The crocodile is going to attempt to bite at Runt again. Then
bring it on. I'm prone. Hold on. Okay. Nope.
you actually rolled shit for once. It is now Runt's turn again.
I set up. I stare at it.
All right.
I won't get this to hit.
You're just staring at it angrily, like, can you just fucking die already?
This is the last turn for this. So if this doesn't work. It hits! Takes 6 damage. Now it needs to make a reflex save. The same DC.
It takes 6 damage?
5 damage, sorry.
It has 1 HP. And it needs to make a what was it again?
A reflex save or catch fire. Wait, no, I think it is on fire.
You presumably it is a reflex save to catch on fire. I scroll down and it says as such. So before you can even get to its next turn, it's guaranteed to take at least 1 damage from the fire. And you watch as this thing that took a big old chunk out of you and fucked up your day quite a bit, proceeds to smolder to an ash pile.
Well, I didn't want an ash pile. I want to get some teeth from it for wild shape.
Yeah, we'll call that exaggeration. It burns to death, and you stomp it out real quick.
Yes. We got dinner.
And with that in mind, you three, are now in the swamp on a small patch of dry land next to one corpse of a crocodile, one crocodile being devoured by a frog, and Asch, who is completely unable to move. And that is how we end today.
We fought a bunch of crocos.
Good calling, because I gotta go for food properly.
Hi. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Hope you all have a good one. Thank you for coming again to Unlucky Rolls. Farewell. See you in 2 weeks' time for another session of Morgram.